Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, it's time to go back and review a few things that I might have missed. First of all, I want to just mention I am recovering from a bit of a cold that I've had, so if my voice sounds a bit funny, I apologize. My voice is not in the best condition for this video. I actually thought about either skipping this video or doing something else for this video because I don't think I'm going to be able to do very much voice acting, at least not in my usual way that I do. But I think it's okay because we kind of have a filler episode of sorts because we're going to cover a few things. And the first thing that I want to cover is somebody asked to see what happens if you die while taking too long to, for example, to resolve the town's pooping problem. So what I've got here on screen is a game in a state where excuse me, where we are a few seconds away from dying due to taking too long to solve the poop problem. So let's go ahead and unpause the game and see what happens. There we go, that didn't take long.
That's how it all ended. Freddy let the whole dang town die of the creeping cruds. I was lucky. I stuck to whiskey so as I wouldn't get poisoned by the town's drinking water. If and only Freddy'd used his pharmacological powers for the good of the town, then this story might have had a happier ending.
A death too disgusting for even us to describe. But I'm sure you can imagine. I'm sure that, well, I don't know most of you personally, but I'm going to imagine that most of you have probably had the experience of taking a poop at some point in your life, and, well, if you've done that, then you probably know sort of what it's like. Just imagine that, except a lot more of it. So yeah, in order to see those deaths, you have to wait a long time. You have to wait. I think you get something like 10 or 20 minutes to solve the problem, and then if you don't resolve it within that time period, then the game just ends like that. Similar for the fire, of course. If you take too long to put out the fire, then this happens.
So, 'cause Freddy couldn't think of a way to put out the fire, all of Course Gold was in ashes by the next morning. The loss of life was tremendous, but somewhere, somebody was sure happy about it, 'cause before you knew it, well, that's another story, boys and girls.
Take a burn! So yeah, of course, if you save your game, as I did here and here, the save game contains information on how long the problem has been going on. So if you save too late, if you save at a point when you don't have enough time to solve the problem anymore, then you're pretty much screwed. Like here, I think when I saved this game, I already had the anti-poopulant. So I'd already made the cure. All I would have had to do is go back here and dump it into the water tower, but I wouldn't have had enough time. So even saving your game is not if you save your game, you're pretty much stuck if you don't have enough time left. Anyway, so that's that. And what I really would like to show off is something that I would have shown this, except I didn't realize that this happens. Somehow I never actually tried this myself. I never really thought to try it. And it's probably one of the funniest things that I've seen in this game, just because it was so unexpected. Let me go ahead and show you what happens if you're trying to put out the fire and you put the baking soda on the wrong side of the teeter-totter or seesaw. So you remember in the last video, of course, I put the baking soda on the right-hand side of the teeter-totter and then jumped on the left side, and that flung it in this direction. It flung it to the left towards the fire. But what happens if you put the baking soda on the left side of the teeter-totter, get on the swing, and do everything else just as you did before? So now that we're at full swing, jump onto the roof of the school, and now just jump onto the other side of the teeter-totter. Watch what happens. In fact, let me see if I can slow down the game to sort of... I don't know if it slows it down that much, but let's see what happens. Yes. Freddy gets crushed under the baking soda, and this is the same message that you get if he falls off the cliff or if he crashes into the school while not having enough speed on the swing or something like that. But just that little animation I thought was really hilarious. Those 100 sacks of baking soda actually got flung into the air and landed on Freddy and crushed him to death. I actually really laughed when I first saw that because I really was not expecting that to happen. But anyway. Okay, I think that's it. I think we can get back to the game. One thing that I'd like to do is, let's see. Let's go ahead and come back here. Wait, do I already have the, No, I guess not. Alright. So, what I'd like to do is go back and finish the end of Act 2, just because last time when I went digging in the graveyard, I did it at night. I don't really know why I did it at night. I guess I just didn't want to, I guess I wanted to get it done ahead of time. I'm not going to bother talking to these gentlemen because there's no need. We already saw their conversation. So the only thing that you need to make sure to do here is get these French postcards, and that's it. Other than that, we can just wait around here, wait for Madame Bovary to show up and tell us all about her, what the ladies here at the brothel have been saying about the sheriff and the banker. I guess I wanted to get that graveyard scene out of the way, just to get it done, but it was at night, and even though I guess you folks probably saw everything, I'll go ahead and do it again during the day, just so we can kind of get a little better look at what's going on there. So yeah, while we're waiting here, Act 3 of the game is not timed, so after all the action that we've been having here, after all the fun and excitement that we've been having of trying to deal with all these disasters, first the horses tooting, and then the snail stampede, and then after that it was the contaminated water, and finally the fire. And of course, like I said, all of those are on a timer. All of those are time-limited things, and if you don't solve them within a few minutes, then the whole town just gets destroyed and the game ends. So now when we start Act 3... Oh, Sadie is here already. So I'll just go ahead and skip through this conversation, because it's the same conversation we already saw before. I don't want to read through it again. Especially not when my voice is at its best. When my voice is not at its best. But, here we go, Act 3. So Act 3 is not timed, and this is a good time to sort of take a little bit of a breather, take a bit of a break, kind of an intermission to all that action. Act 3 is kind of a preparatory act, because it's kind of a prelude to what's about to come. The final act of the game is a little bit more action-packed, but here we're mostly just getting ready for the final act. So let's go ahead and go downstairs and see what Course Gold has for us today. Srini, who let you in? Your most gracious Native American running gag permitted me egress from the outside of the street. It was then that I allowed him to knock himself off for the remainder of the day, since we are still closed. That's fine, Srini. Look, I've reached a decision. My life is in danger. I have to take up gunslinging, and I'll need your help. Pardon this for being said, Freddy Pharkas, but you are a humble pharmacist with a capital P. Shooting as perfectionally as a gunslinger is a skill requiring most years of tireless practice. You are ill-equipped. Perhaps you should make peace with your chosen deity and prepare to go to the great pharmacy counter in the sky. Srini, you'll have to trust me on this. I used to be a gunslinger before I took up pharmacology. I did it before, I can do it again. It shouldn't take me too long to brush up on my skills. Just gotta find my guns and do a little practice shooting. Very well, Freddy Pharkas. When you are prepared, meet me at the edge of town, and together we shall practice what little must be left of your shooting skills, yes? Okay, thanks a lot, Srini. That's a great vote of confidence there. I'd also like to know, Freddy asks who let Srini in. I was actually under the impression that Srini was here all night. Where does Srini sleep at night is kind of a question that kind of troubles me, because the hotel has been closed. There's no open hotel in town. There's really nowhere for Srini to sleep unless he went out to the desert or just slept on the street. But he's always here. Even when we were here in the middle of the night, Srini was here. And now Srini's already here in the morning. So I just kind of got the impression that he never sleeps at all. But anyway. Alright, so here we are. And what's going on here? Who's this guy? That is Gluteus Maximilian and his horse, who appears to be wearing one of those hilarious whoopee saddles. They call him Gluteus because he's the butt of every practical joke in town. Stop teasing him, he's too easy a mark. Hey, Max. Max ignores you, but he seems to flinch a bit. Perhaps he thinks you're in on yet another nasty prank. And If we look at his horse over here, it says that's just another bit of authentic Western scenery. We can't actually do anything with it. I gotta confess I'm not sure what that was all about. That just seems to be sort of a little mini scene that they put in the game for no reason whatsoever. But there is something here on the street that those flies are really enjoying that byproduct. Yes, this is a horse byproduct which sometimes materializes as a result of horses being in the vicinity, and we can pick it up. You bravely, stupidly grab the steaming, fly-laden horse plop. Fortunately, it seems to be holding together well as you place it in your pocket. Well, okay then. That's nice. I think we've seen this chicken before. Yeah. So let's go ahead and first of all redig that grave that we dug up last night in the previous video. Here is the shovel for that. There we go. And I'm not going to read this because these are the same messages that we saw last time. I'll just go through it again just so we can see it during the daytime. So we start to dig up the freshly laid grave. Muscles begin to groan and whine, but with determination we carry on and on and on. Dave is dug. The grave is dug up. Let's go ahead and explore the grave. Yep, his $3 suit contains the safe deposit box key that we entrusted to him so many years ago. Fold up Philip's letter and place it in his folded hands. Now he's a correspondence corpse. And like I said, we don't have to actually cover up the grave, but we do want to get some clay from that pile there. In fact, let's just leave the grave open this time, since I was so nice to cover it up last time. Let's see what happens if we leave it open. I think nothing. Pretty sure nothing happens at all. So let's see, what did we end up with? There's the clay. There is the shovel. That, of course, is the horse byproduct. And let's not forget that we can get that extra point. We can get an extra point out of the game if we come back here and exploit the bug in the game, which allows us to take that letter, which we gave to, because the game thinks that we don't have the letter at all. Really what happened is we don't have the letter anymore, but the game thinks we never took the letter, so an extra point. Alright. Now we need to figure out what we're going to do with that horse poo. So, the logical thing to do is to try and give it to everyone. Let's go ahead and see what Srini has to say about it. I am full up of that, but thanks to you anyway. Excuse me. Like I said, I apologize. My throat is not in the not quite in the best of conditions. Looks like the school is closed. Why is the school closed? Is it not a school day? Or is it just... Did they close it because of the fire? But the schoolhouse wasn't damaged in the fire, so I don't see why they would close the school on account of that. But, I'm waiting to see if Penelope comes out of that door anyway, except I don't think she will. Looks like she won't. It looks like the school is closed. Alright. Not sure why. Not sure what happened. Well, let's see what the sheriff has to say about this horse poo. I'm sure he'll have many helpful insights regarding it.
Fursat, you are a sick pig, you know that? Take that maggot-infested thing out of this here government office before I has to throw you out.
Well, can't really say I disagree with the sheriff on that one. Alright, here is Salvatore. Oh, look! Salvatore is singing while one of his customers waits. Salvatore O'Hanahan is taking a moment to sing a few bars from The Barber of Seville. Okay. And this is Fletcher Castoria, the town plumber, sitting here patiently waiting for his turn in the chair. He's got nothing else to do since nobody in Corsgold has plumbing. Uh-huh. Hey, Fletcher, how's the plumbing business? He doesn't respond. Apparently he's too engrossed in reading the latest copy of this Scoocher Down and Examiner. Okay. Hey, I put out fire out last night and saved the town. Proud of me?
Of course I'm proud of you.
Alright.
I wouldn't be waving that thing around if I were you, Freddy. It's not gonna earn you no friends.
I guess he has a point there. Not that we have friends as it is, anyway. Alright, what does Whitland Willie have to say about it?
What do you want me to do with this? Will it into something? It's too soft. Bring it back in a couple of weeks when it's toughened up a little.
Okay. Can do, Willie. Thank you, sir. Let's see. What do Mom and Hupsing have to say about the horse poo?
That filth will attract flies. Get it out of here at once. You are truly disgusting. I'm flabbergasted. I'm speechless.
As if.
No. Take away. Mom make me clean that up if you leave it here.
Alright. What's this here on the table? It's one of those newfangled old Missa coffee machines. Helen sets it out every other day for free coffee. Okay, can we get some free coffee? Mom offers free coffee to her regular customers. You're as regular as anyone. 11 a.m. every morning, you head straight for the outhouse. Don't think it means that kind of regular, but okay. So, as usual, you pour yourself a steaming hot cup of joe. Alright. Oh look, we have coffee now. A steaming hot cup of joe, courtesy of Mom's Cafe and brewed from mountain-grown beans from the steep sloped hills of Jamaica. That's the richest, most aromatic kind of coffee, unlike those shoddy trench-grown coffee beans from the steep sloped ditches of Peoria, Illinois. All right. Can we flavor the coffee with a bit of additional seasoning? 1 lump or 2. Okay. Apparently not. Not that way. Let's see. What do other people have to say about the horse poo?
Ah! You melted one of the horses! Ah, you liquidated it, eh? Very resourceful.
Actually, I was hoping the stench would sober you up.
It smells like roses to me.
Amazing how drunk you must be for this to smell good to you.
I didn't say it smelled good. I said it smelled like roses. It's my favorite brand of whiskey. I'm drinking some now.
Okay. Alright. Does the bartender need any horse poo? Is this for me? What a pal. Tell you what, though. Why don't you keep it for me? I've already got all that manure that Sadie, Smithy, Doc, and Chester brought me last month. Alright. I didn't know that Sam was a collector of poo, but apparently it is so. I'm sure the banker won't appreciate this either.
Remove that filth from my bank at once, do you hear? And while you're at it, remove yourself too.
Okay. Well, once again, I can't really say that I'm too surprised about that outcome. Let's see, what else is going on around the town? If we look around, besides that thing in the cemetery, is anything really different anywhere around here? No, everything here seems pretty much the same as always. Can we use the outhouse?
Excuse me very much. I believe this stall is taken.
Oops, sorry, Judge. Everything coming out okay in the end?
Of course, same old story. Thank you for asking.
I think that was a judge, yes, who we actually won't see very much of in this game. He sort of makes a bit of a surprise appearance there. All right. Oh, what's this? There appears to be a pot of something on the window here. Oh, it's fresh apple pie, still warm from Mom's oven. What could be more American? Besides, other things that are more commonly associated with America. But anyway, can we take the pie? You slyly attempt to swipe the apple pie from under Hopsing's nose.
Nice try, Freddy Pharkas. You want me to remove your hands with Ginfo knife? I happy to accommodate.
On second thought, maybe that wasn't such a good idea right now. I like that the music changes when you try to grab the pie. Alright. Well, I guess we can't take the pie right now. But what did Hopsing say about Mom making him clean up something? What happens if we just sort of leave a little gift here in Mom's cafe?
Look what you've done! Freddy Pharkas, I'll see you run out of town for this. Hopsing, get to it. Get out here and clean up this mess. Damn these flies. Oh, you in big water now.
Oh, here comes Hopsing with a, what is that? Some kind of a fumigator or something? Not sure what. Hopsing, you're not mad at me, are you?
Out! 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 Hopsing not want you slinging the ball in here no more.
But it was an accident. It slipped, okay?
Slip! Slip! What you carrying the plop around for in first place? How stupid can one pharmacist get? Honestly.
Uh-oh, he's been hanging around Mom too long. I was just about to say the same thing. Alright, let's get out of there and, and once I stop coughing, let's go ahead and grab that, let's grab this pie from the back here. Good move, Freddy, dropping one steaming hot pie to get another. Alright, well, we got... What did we get? We lost the horse plop, but we don't really need that. We got some coffee, and we got a pie. Well, that's nice. It's Mom's apple pie. Now all you need is for somebody to invent baseball, and voila, instant Americana. Didn't they have baseball in the, You know, I'm not sure when they invented, or when they developed the sport of baseball, but I thought they already had something similar in the late 1880s, didn't they? I don't know. I'll have to look that up now. I'm curious, but I thought they already had it by then. Maybe not. Maybe I'm completely wrong. So we have a couple of nice items. We have sort of breakfast. Are they kind of breakfast, maybe lunch, dessert kind of foods? And as any well-informed cliche will inform us, who loves coffee and pastries? None other than the boys in blue, our reliable police force. So let's see what the sheriff has to say. Sheriff, I'm going to be saying my goodbyes soon, and I just wanted to thank you for all your help.
Don't mention it, boy. If I can do anything to make your departure more hasty or pleasant, feel free to ask.
Well, let's see, Sheriff. Would you like some coffee? Say, Sheriff, I know how much a law enforcement person like yourself enjoys a good hot cup of coffee every now and then.
Thanks, partner. But you know what? Something sweet would sure taste good right now.
Well, I bet that's true. I'll be glad to try and find you something to munch on. But in the meantime, I've been thinking about moving to another city, but I've got no bullets. I was wondering if you had any bullets that would fit an old 45.
Why, sure, son. Here, have a box of these Remingtons. No charge. They're on the county.
Gosh, thanks, Sheriff. Wow, look at that. We have bullets. Tons of ammo, hot lead, hollow points, dum-dums. And the nice thing is we'll never run out of them. This game has unlimited ammunition. So let's see. I think, yeah, I remember using the bullets in the candle wax makes explosive suppositories. Unfortunately, that's not really a medical innovation that there's much use for right now. And I believe giving the pie to the sheriff is the other thing that we want to do. Here you go, Sheriff Shift. I found some of Mom's nice hot apple pie for you. I know how much a law enforcing person like yourself enjoys sweet, fatty breakfasts. Is pie really breakfast food?
Why, thank you. I've been so hungry I could eat a bear. This'll sure go good with that cup of coffee you brung me earlier.
Sheriff, do you have anything I could use to clean these old guns of mine before I leave town? They're mighty dirty and I want to be prepared for my long journey.
Okay, son, but this gun cleaning kit will be the last thing I give you. Now get your guns cleaned, get your horse packed, and get your ass out of my town.
Cool. Thanks, Sheriff. And actually, the order of those things, the order in which you give those things to the sheriff is irrelevant. You can give him the coffee first and then the pie, or you can give him the pie and then the coffee. It doesn't really matter. He'll always give you the bullets first and then the cleaning kit second. So this is the cleaning kit. This is our gun cleaning kit. He may be low down, corrupt, no good varmint. He may be a low down, corrupt, no good varmint, but he's got the cleanest pistol in town, or so says Madame Ovary. And I'm sure Madame would know. Now, of course, you've noticed that we've got bullets and a kit to clean our gun with, but we don't have a gun. What are we going to do with these things without a gun? Well, as you may have correctly guessed, the safe deposit box key that we got from Philip's corpse comes in here. And let's see if we can go to the bank. Let's go to the bank and see if the banker recognizes our safe deposit box key. Excuse me. Alright, let's give this to the banker. You hand the safe deposit box key to PH Balance.
It'll be ready Tuesday. Oh! Allow me to fetch your safe deposit box for you immediately.
What the banker just said is a reference to a running joke, which we'll see in the game a little bit later. Alright, wow, look, it has the Sierra logo on the top of it with some clouds and some trees around it. Can we open it? Is it locked? Oh, yes we can. It has a blanket, a sleeping bag. Aha! Let's take a look at that. These are our 2 gunslinger pistols left over from our salad days. You know, those days when you were still green. Can we take the pistols? You lovingly lift your pistols from the box where they've spent the past decade. And we can also take our lucky neckerchief out of the safe deposit box. Now you're really beginning to feel lucky. Wait a minute, the last time you wore this, that was when Kenny shot off your ear in St. Louis. Well, maybe it's not that lucky a neckerchief. Alright, there's nothing left in the box, so we can go ahead and close it. And I guess we can get out of here. Whoops. Sorry, I accidentally clicked through whatever the banker said.
Thank you for using the Bank of Bob.
I don't have a very good mouse. My right-hand fingers accidentally sometimes click the right mouse button. That was my fault. I apologize. I don't think they said anything important, though. But here we go. Now we have our guns. Your old pistol's looking somewhat tarnished after so many years in storage, but probably still serviceable. So now we have the pistols. We should probably save our game. Because, you know, guns can be dangerous. And I think you can actually, pretty sure that, well, it probably won't work now because I think you need to, have ammunition in them first, but I think that, if you click the guns on yourself when they're loaded, yeah, try and hold yourself up. Who do you think you're trying to kid? Those pistols aren't loaded. I think if you click on yourself when they are loaded, it immediately quits the game. It doesn't even give you a death message. It just quits out of the game and says, oops, you did something really stupid. Let's try to use our pistols on everyone. You level your pistol at the banker.
You tried, Pharkas, and you'll wind up hanging from the tallest limb in town. The sheriff and I are keeping our eyes on you. One wrong move and you're history.
You lower your pistol. You hate to admit it, but he's right. You'd never get away with shooting him in cold blood. That was just a joke. I wasn't seriously proposing shooting him. Can we shoot the chicken? Ever tried to pick lead out of a chicken carcass? No? Well, you don't want to start now. Okay. Let's see. Let's just try shooting everyone in town and see what happens. You point the gun at Sam and fire. Whoa, I'm scared. I've got a bulletproof vest on, but I've been working here too long to be caught off guard. Sam is probably the most phlegmatic bartender in history. You can shoot him in the chest and he doesn't even flinch. He just says, oh, come on, I've got a bulletproof vest. Well, it doesn't protect your head. What if I shoot you in the head? Apparently it doesn't make any difference. Alright, what about we use it on Doc? You aim the pistol at Doc, and then you think of what a pitiable man he is. An educated gentleman who ended up on hard times, stuck in a one-horse northwestern town, practicing medicine on a bunch of Hicks deadbeats and bizarre characters. It's northern exposure all over again. You look into Doc's roomy old eyes and lower your pistol, suddenly filled with overwhelming compassion for this old man, who promptly belches and drools on your foot in gratitude. As you cock the hammers back on your pistols, you suddenly hear a whole chorus of pistols make the same sound. You gently ease the hammer forward slowly without making any sudden moves. Smart boy. Hey, you're not supposed to shoot him. Just turn down the volume if you don't like the music. Alright, let's see. I think this doesn't serve any purpose. I'm just curious to see what messages we get when we try to shoot people in the game. Oh, come on, you'd want off this sweet old lady? The one everyone calls Mom? Yeah, we would too, but we just can't let you. You love the pistol at Hop Sing.
Do not try it! Wearing bulletproof apron! Ha!
Again, I don't think the apron's going to protect you from the back, or if somebody shoots you in the head, Hop Sing. Alright, let's see. What about Willin' Willie? I'm sure that he's going to have something helpful to say about the guns. You aim the gun at Willie and pull the trigger.
Ha! My skin's tough as nails, kid, like old rawhide. Bullets can't stop me.
Apparently nobody really gets upset. Nobody really gets too ticked off about the idea that you've just shot them. You aim the pistol at Salvatore.
Hey, what have I ever done to you, eh? I got the wife and the kids at home. I'm a hard-working schlub. I got no money. I was gonna retire soon, watching my kids grow up and move away. Watching my wife grow old and wrinkled and crabby. I was planning to die at the home, a poor and a broken man.
You're right. I can't do it. I won't do it. You holster your pistol.
No, wait a momento. Come to think on it. Maybe it will be quicker and more painless this way. Come on, shoot me.
No, you were right the first time. Just forget it.
Some friend you are.
Isn't that always the way? Alright, I think we just have the sheriff and Srini left.
Now just hold on a cotton-picking minute. You mean to tell me that you, some kind of western hero, was just gonna walk in and shoot the sheriff in cold blood? No fair fight? No shootout in the middle of the street? No nothing? Does that sound like an act of a hero, or does it sound like the act of a coward?
Coward, I guess.
You bet your boots. Let's just pretend that whole thing didn't happen, shall we? Let's see if you can get through this whole thing without shooting anyone outright, 'kay? 'Kay.
Of course, the game assumes that I'm trying to shoot all these people. It might just be the case that I'm trying to show them my guns. Maybe I just like to... hey, where's Srini? Oh. I know where he is. Once you get your guns, and I guess the ammunition that you need to fire them with, Srini goes to the edge of town. He said to meet him, I think, on the edge of town or something like that. The actual meeting place, I think, is right here, if I remember right. Yeah, there he is. There's Srini already in waiting. Srini's waiting for you to start your target practice.
Close physical contact between men is frowned upon in your country, is it not?
I guess so.
Good. Please do keeping it thusly.
Well, Srini, I think I'm ready to try some target shooting. You ready?
Of certainly. I'm without the desire to wait any further for to stand in front of your blazing guns and take my life in your hands to help you perfect your shooting.
How do you want to start?
Perhaps it would be besting if you place some targets upon the fence posts for a commencement.
Alright, well, what do we have that would serve as targets? Probably not the bullets themselves. Those wouldn't make very good targets. Hey, beer bottles. Empty beer bottles. Very commonly used as targets in real life, so that would be a great way to practice our target shooting. Let's go ahead and save our game here. I'm full on save points, so I'll go ahead and replace this. Time to practice shooting. And let's try it. Let's try putting these... oh, they're up here. Let's try putting these bottles on the fence. There's no point in setting up target practice until you're ready to start shooting. Well, I am ready to start shooting. Can I click the guns on the bottles? That would be a good way to practice your target shooting, but not while you're still holding the bottles. Well, then put them down somewhere. What do you say? Oh, maybe I need to load the gun. I guess it would be helpful if I put some bullets in the gun. There we go. You slip the bullets in the chamber. All the old memories come rushing back to you. Even the ones about you and your first cousin under the daybed back when you were a curious 8-year-old. Not sure I want to know what that was about. Alright, can we use the bottles now? Yes, we can. Alright. The latter half of the game has, I believe, 3 sort of arcade shooty sequences in it, if I remember right. This is the first one. All 3 sequences allow you 3 difficulty settings. There is no penalty for choosing an easier setting, so if you're not very good, you can choose an easier setting. This is obviously the hardest one. I'm one bad hombre, do your worst. Feeling pretty tough, I don't bust my chops. And this is the easiest one. I had too much tequila last night, go easy. I'll go ahead and choose this one.
Okay, the dokie, Freddy Pharkas. First, we need to see if you can successfully strike the bottles from afar with the bullets of your pistol. Then I will toss the bottles up in the air, and you may try to hit them in flight. Good luck, and may the best man win.
Alright. So for this first sequence, you can see the cursor is jittering a bit. I'm not touching the mouse right now. I have my hand off the mouse, and that cursor is still moving around a little bit. This does not happen in the second two sequences, just in the first one, to sort of simulate, I guess, that Freddy is a bit shaky from his lack of practice. But anyway, we have to shoot those bottles over there, so let's go ahead and try to... Whoops.
Guess old Freddy just weren't thinking too well that day. Them guns hadn't been fired in decades. The resultant explosion took off Freddy's hands, his forearms, shattered his clavicle, and broke his what-you-call-your left tibia. He died kind of messy-like a couple hours later. As for the rest of Coarse Gold, well, let's just say it was laid to rest not long afterwards.
That's what you get for firing a weapon that hasn't been cleaned since Lincoln was assassinated. I don't think that firing an uncleaned gun is going to cause a huge explosion. It may cause the gun to misfire. It could even cause some injuries, but I don't think it's going to cause a huge explosion of the likes of what they just described. But anyway. Alright, so let's try that again. Let's go ahead and put the bullets in the gun and use the cleaning kit on the guns. You remove the bullets from your old pistols. Then with the cleaning kit, you lovingly polish. I think that "and" is superfluous. You lovingly polish the pistols till they shine like a coarse gold kid with his first passing grade. You remove a fair amount of rust from the barrel, a damn good thing or you might have had a disaster, and you replace the bullets in the chamber. Alright, now I'll be ready to start doing our target practice. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. By the way, if you really don't want to do these arcade sequences, if you really want to skip them, you can. You can click on this fast forward icon up here to skip them entirely, but you won't get any points. If you want to get the points for doing them, you have to do them, but you don't get it, like I said, you don't get any penalty for doing it on a more easy setting. So if you want to take it easy, you can choose the easiest setting, but you still have to do the sequence or you won't get the points. But if you don't care about points, you can just skip them by clicking that button there. But I'll go ahead and see how we fare here. Like I said, you have unlimited ammunition, so there's really no... For this target practice sequence, there's really no loss condition. You can't lose. You just have to click, and even if I'd missed, I could just click again, and like I said, it doesn't matter. We have limitless shots, so... Alright, so now that we've shot those two those two bottles off the fence, what happens is Srini tosses the bottles up in the air, and we have to shoot them as they come down here. And I missed, but that's okay. Again, you can just keep trying until you get it. Come on, seriously? Wow. I was holding down Enter. What you can also do is hold down the Enter key, because each time you press Enter that makes you fire, but if you just hold it down, it just creates this sort of machine gun effect. There we go, finally got one. But even doing that, I didn't shoot it when I was holding down Enter, so that must be a really bad shot, or else the game's hit detection is a bit dodgy, but anyway.
Very good, Freddy Pharkas. Let us try some quick drawing. Just make sure you hit the target and not me.
So you have to shoot that huge hand that Srini's holding up.
I'm applauding inside myself. Now for the big challenge of all. 6 bottles at once.
That, by the way, is automated. I didn't do anything. The game does that automatically at the end.
Say, Freddy Pharkas, you are not so bad after all at this shooting gig.
Why, thanks, Srini. My life, and the lives of every man, woman, and ruminant in this town depend on my being quick with a gun.
Did you not mention earlier that your life is in danger most forthcoming?
Something like that.
Might I then suggest that you might be excellent at placing a disguise upon your person, thereby making it to appearances that Freddy Pharkas has no longer around in this locality?
Good thinking, Srini. I need a disguise of some sort, something that will strike terror into the hearts of the bad guys. I know, a bat! I'll disguise myself as a bat, and you can be Srini the Boy Wonder. Have you got leotards?
Pardon me for asserting, but this bat thing is really hokey.
You're right, too juvenile. Let's see, how about...
Might I suggest a skin-tight costume with flowing cape, and placed upon the manly chest thereof a large F for Pharkas?
No, that'd never work. I don't want people to know I'm Freddy, remember?
Then perhaps you're needing to do something about that right ear, or rather the lack of that right ear.
Dang it, you're right. Everyone knows me as the one-eared pharmacist. I need to make a new one somehow. Maybe forge one out of metal or something. I'll give some thought and meet you back at the pharmacy once I've completed my disguise. Alright. Well... I think this is probably a pretty good point to end the video, but I'm curious to see how the more difficult segments transpire. This obviously isn't an arcade game, but let's see, is the message much different? It's the same message, except it doesn't talk about taking the bullets out and putting them back in. So you can put the bullets in after you clean the gun, of course. It doesn't matter either order. All right, let's go ahead and try on the hardest setting now, just to see what's different. So we have 6 bottles now instead of 2. It's also jittering quite a lot more. The cursor is definitely shaking more than it was before. But once again, you can still pretty much just... I'm just going to hold down Enter. Wow. Seriously? I think that must be a glitch in the game or something, because for some reason it's not detecting if the bottles are getting shot, even though... Okay. I guess holding down Enter is not such a hot strategy after all. So basically the cursor just jitters around more, and I guess you have more bottles. Do I have to do this 6 times now? If I have to do this 6 times, that's going to be a pain in the... That is going to be a pain in the jumpa. Oh, come on. Okay, this is just slightly silly. Alright, I finally got one. I'm going to assume I have to do this 6 times now. You can see the trajectory of the bottle is slightly different each time, so you can't quite anticipate which way it's going to go. And you can't really anticipate which way the cursor is going to go, since the cursor also flies around by itself quite a bit, so... Yeah. I think it's 6 of everything. Last time we had 2 of everything, but now we have 6 of every exercise, so this is gonna get quite annoying very fast. But let's see. Let's just see how we do. Or how I do, I guess. Come on. Who does this anyway? Who shoots falling bottles? Like, who shoots bottles that are flying in the air? I guess some people do, but this is not... I don't think this is a standard part of target practice. But if people want to do this kind of thing, they'll use those clay pigeons. They don't just throw a bottle into the air. Wow, this is terrible. I'm pretty sure that at least some of those should have counted as... I really feel like at least some of those should have counted as hits. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but it seems to me like I should have hit at least a couple of those bottles by now. I think I've still only hit 2. And I probably need 6. There we go, that's the 3rd one. Oh, that was the 4th one, alright. That was just a lucky shot. Come on. There we go. That's the 5th one. I think this will be the last one. I think I just need one more now. Come on, Srini, throw the bottle. Thank you. Wow. Alright, yeah, it was 6 times. So now I'll have to do this 6 times as well. Oh, and the cursor stopped jittering. This is easy now because the cursor stopped jittering, and the target's not moving. All you have to do is just hit it quickly. But that's not really that hard to do. You just have to click on the huge hand quick. Where did we get this huge... Whoops. Where did we get that huge hand thing from anyway? I mean, I understand the bottles, but where did Srini suddenly get a whole bunch of huge clay, or whatever that is, hands that he's holding up? Alright, anyway. I guess that's it. That has been shooting practice with Freddy Pharkas. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and continue getting ready to return to our former life as a gunslinger, and we'll see what's in store when a gunslinger returns to Course Gold. I'll see you then, folks. Thanks for watching. Apologies again for my coughing and for my voice not being as good as it was, but I hope that'll be in my usual condition next time, and we can enjoy further adventures with Freddy and Srini and all the rest. I'll see you folks then. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.